Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Seattle Blockchain and Cryptocurrency. My name is Dennis Lapchus, and in this episode we will discuss a couple points that have recently been made by Richard Hart in a video that he posted about Bitcoin's number one property, which is censorship resistance, and in a piece that James Corbett recently posted about Bitcoin Psyop and how the confusion that is being pushed out there in the media is leading to disinformation in the general public. Before I get into that, I just wanted to make a couple quick comments about Bitcoin. In my last video, which was less than a month ago, the price was around $5,700. Today, the price is over $7,000. It has just proceeded to keep shooting to the moon, which is quite amazing. Another piece to comment is that Segwit 2X, the hard fork that was planned coming up here, has been pulled and called off. And that is a very interesting development and great news for Bitcoin. The fact that that was being pushed by a few people in a centralized manner, and they saw the light and pulled it at the last minute, that is a good sign for the health of Bitcoin. So I'll start today with the recent video post by Richard Hart. It was entitled "Bcash is Garbage," and it's just a discussion that he has. And I don't want to talk about the whole video, but what really impressed upon me, and I've really been enjoying Richard's posts, if you want to learn about Bitcoin and more about the background and the how Bitcoin should evolve in a healthy manner, I would highly recommend Richard Hart. He's got incredible information. Now, he can be somewhat vulgar as far as dropping F-bombs here and there, but that doesn't bother me, and so I've really been enjoying his information and feel that he's doing a great job of educating the community. So kudos to Richard, first off. And then secondly, he, in that discussion, that video, he talks about the main properties of Bitcoin and what the important aspects are, and he calls it the stack. And I really liked his analogy, and that was his point is that people are getting distracted by features and things that really aren't that important. And then he describes the stack, meaning the priority of items for Bitcoin, and the number one item on the list is censorship resistance. Then he kind of goes down, security as number 2, number 3, outreach, marketing, value, adoption. But really, the most important point to me is that top piece is censorship resistance. And that is what makes Bitcoin so powerful. What people in general need to know is that if Bitcoin wasn't decentralized, and if it was not censorship resistant, it would be shut down. The people, the powers that be, the governments, the banks, the people that are currently in control of currency and finance and banking, they would shut it down. They would break down the doors of the office, close the business, and arrest the CEOs of any company that tried to compete and create a competing currency. You cannot do that with Bitcoin. And that is the power. So getting back to Richard's point, if you've got people that are more concerned with increasing transaction speeds or lowering the fees, or things that are feature adjustments, things that are going to improve Bitcoin and should be worked out and hopefully will be over time. We have to realize how young this technology is and that we need to give it time to mature. The beauty of keeping the top tier of Bitcoin as censorship resistance and security is that it can't be shut down by a central organization. And that's why the people in power don't quite understand how powerful this technology is. And you just can't say, oh, well, go shut it down. It just doesn't work that way. And that's what I think, that's why so many people are just so passionate about this technology, because it's really exciting. It is the dawn of a new age, a liberating freedom away from the enslavement of the banking system. One point that Richard also makes that I find really interesting is that today Bitcoin is digital gold, and that might explain its rise in price. And so I've been thinking about that as here we're approaching $10,000 a coin. And you know, when I first started looking into Bitcoin, you know, it was promoted as this currency that would allow micropayments and uplift the unbanked around the world. And I'm really beginning to question that, because you know, the average person in the world doesn't understand Bitcoin today. And so how is someone that's just understanding what it is going to find $7,000 and, you know, spend it on a bunch of zeros and ones? It just so that's, you know, has made me ponder a little bit. So there is the possibility that it could become a digital currency, but it also might just become a store of value. It might become the gold replacement. I mean, holy cow, it is amazing to watch the gold community squirm, and you know, you have to think that all that money that's being pumped into cryptocurrencies, some of it has to be moving out of the precious metals market. So that's pretty interesting. The other piece of that is if Bitcoin is or will become digital gold, what will become digital silver? And will there be an altcoin that rises up and becomes the daily currency that people are able to utilize in their, you know, everyday transactions? So that's something that I'm curious about. Right now, with 21 million Bitcoin in existence, when all is said and done, I'm questioning whether or not that has the ability to become a currency that is used on a daily basis. So it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to talk about was James Corbett's piece, Bitcoin Psyop, which I totally related to. And again, if you've watched my previous videos, I'm all about Corbett Report, and I love the stuff he does. In his piece, he talks about how if you're paying attention to the mainstream media, the interesting thing that is happening is that Bitcoin and blockchain and cryptocurrencies and digital currencies, they're all being used interchangeably as if they are the same thing. And if you don't know the difference between them, then it will be easy to be misled, in my opinion. And I think that's essentially what James's piece is about. The reality is the powerful people that are running the financial institutions of this world would love to shut down Bitcoin. So you know there and all the other cryptocurrencies. You know there are people in those powerful positions that understand the technology and understand that it's decentralized and understand the disruption that is coming to financial industries. So really the people in power have no desire, or they will not just step aside and relinquish their power. They will do all kinds of nastiness and dirty tricks to slander and tear apart the cryptocurrency space. And so you know that battle is coming, and you know there's going to be hits on attacks on the price and the stability of Bitcoin, etc. But being aware of how they're going to be doing that, and one of the ways they will do that is disinformation. And if they can get the majority of people to believe that Bitcoin is just a digital currency, then that will allow them to mislead the masses into just adopting a centrally managed digital currency, which, essentially there's nothing new there. That already exists to some degree, in a sense that, the majority of people in the US anyway just whip out their Visa cards and voila, money magically moves around. What people don't understand and need to understand is that blockchain technology, open, decentralized blockchain technologies, are a totally different way of doing business and operating a currency. It's a completely new technology and new invention. And so that's what people will hopefully understand, and that's what the point we need to get across. And so checking out James Corbett's piece, which I'll put in the show notes, definitely that'll be a good piece to forward to anybody that's looking for more information. All right, that'll about do it. 2017 is rapidly coming to a close. Keep learning as much as you can. Keep promoting as much as you can, and we will do our best to keep this ball rolling. I'm over 25 subscribers now, so I'm shooting for 50. And until next time, I'm Dennis Lapchus for Seattle Blockchain and Cryptocurrency. Take care.